Good morning. And when I press recording, we are officially beginning our Be the Light meditation Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. So whether you are here, present now, or watch this later, it has the same energy and the same message. What I do is take the thoughts, the needs, desires, and intentions and quagmires of people on the call. And they are, of course, a sampling of what is going on in the bigger mass consciousness. And right now, it's a lot. Our own personal stories are being upended, our social interactions, and the actual political crazy nature. We are a week after the American election. We're in the middle of a growing pandemic. So you know what all this means. There's a lot of holding our breath, staying home, and reevaluating our story, our life story, what we do, how we earn money, how we're with our friends, how we expect a president to behave when he's voted out and a new president coming in. And it's almost as if everyone is writing their own story, irregardless of the true higher truth, of the highest, best story, to actually see that story together and to nudge and support and lovingly bring all together in the highest platform for best outcomes. No, everybody's writing their stories. So this morning when I was scanning around on the internet, I saw something. There's two ways to look at everything. Think about this. Here's some examples. One way of looking at these words each have two meanings. One is to add and one is to take away. Seed. Seed a tomato, take the seeds out. To seed something, to plant something. Dust. It's getting dust on it. You're dusting, you're taking away. To screen something. To screen a movie is to see it, but to screen it is to not see it. So it's all in our own interpretation of our prompts, our story, and the story that we have been fed by our parents, our teachers, and our churches, and our politicians forever. That is not the story that is true. They each are using these words just to see how you look at it. Everything's in context. Everything is, they take the word fair, unfair, cheaters, betrayal, whatever, and they trigger a whole story, a whole picture that goes into people's emotional system, and then their energy fields overlap, and it collides with other people who have taken that word completely differently. So our perceptions of all of our stories are being mixed up right now, and people are saying, what do I do? What do I do? Well, it's easy. What I always say, don't let the fear-based people and their stories with an intention to dominate you for their own outcomes of money or power or glory or whatever, which is short-ended and always disables the bigger plan. Let your connection, your stellar connection to source, your eyes to see truth, your ears to hear the voice of truth, discernment, and direction. So what were some of the other words? Fast, to move fast or to hold fast, to clip something and trim it, or to clip it together. So what ways in our life are we clinging to perceptions and words and pictures that hold directionalities and conscious bubbles of places that we no longer want to entrain with? They're not where we are going. And if you're really clear and honest with your own core mission, you are going across the bridge of higher and higher vibrations, vibrational truth related to God, to Source's truth, and you are looking back and glowing and allowing those with eyes to see and ears to hear to ask you what you're doing. And you just keep saying, I am aligning with the highest truth. I am listening. I am tuning my heart like a tuning fork. I don't speak my story out anymore. I let the tuning fork of my heart resonate in my throat chakra after I have received something important enough and true enough to say. I don't just keep letting my tuning fork be triggered by emotions where I'm saying, that's not true, they're stupid, and that's not fair, and I would never. That's part of the cacophony. So today's meditation, we're going to imagine that we are a tuning fork. You all know what a tuning fork is. It's just a piece of metal. It is something that responds to activation, and it holds a form of a specific frequency when ignited. So your heart is always connected to Source. It's your mind that gets in the way, and your voice is in between, and it says all the junk. So we're going to imagine that our heart is a tuning fork for the frequency of Source's pure love. I mean, if I want to say it in normal nomenclature that is non-religious, not sticky, not woo-woo, it's just pure love in all the different facets of love. So we are going to imagine that our heart is a tuning fork, and guess what? Today is also lining up a specific 0 point in time and space. And we look at numbers. When I talk about tuning forks, I can make a tuning, I've had tuning forks made for me based on 111. Interestingly enough, that resonates with my birth date, 111. When you take the birth date and add it up a certain way, it's called gematria. Everything in the universe is mathematical and vibrationally sane and balanced. It's quantum physics. So I was born on the frequency day of 111. You can make a tuning for 111 means rejuvenation. The people that made it, the scientists say it rejuvenates your skin to put 111. And guess what? When I'm truly speaking my truth and I'm in the zone, people close their eyes and open them and say, Jan, you look 19. You are radiating and glowing. Why? Because I'm being my frequency. So why am I saying this? Today is 11/11/22. Even just saying those numbers is a frequency. 1111. Extremely magic. 22, master numbers, which are opening gateways within your grid, in your 0 point of your electromagnetic field that resonates with your 0 points of that field, with the 0 points of the earth grid, with the 0 points of the galactic grid, the mesh that weaves everything, and the universal grid, which of the very center of that is Source. So today is like a super highway from your tuning fork here, geophysically located 11/11/22, holding your heart and just waiting. And we are going to breathe, and we're going to let all of this frequency bathe within and without. And in doing so, we are implanting more of Source here through you. Now, the beauty of that is higher vibrations dissolve and, like Pac-Man, enzymatically eat up your fears, your troubles, all that you do. And don't you want to float through your day? Don't you want to feel heavenly, full of levity, full of joy, no matter what you're doing? moving through and getting that frequency so strong that other people like Christopher Robin and E or other people come in, oh, it's another great day. Oh, yes, but did you see the blue sky yesterday? So in other words, you are not in training with other people's downers, fear, the mass media. Why? Because you're living your absolute mission. I had this funny picture earlier. I don't know if I wanted to even say it. We're not beasts of burden, but we actually are holding this light and moving forward and bringing source here through us. And behind us, we have like on a harness, a backpack, all these ribbons going out, and there's thousands of people holding on to our ribbons. They're saying, please show me that light. Please be that light. I need someone to show me. Otherwise, I can't hear the music. I can't understand it. I can't visualize these words. I need to feel it and know it. And I need to see a real, credible, talking person exhibiting and holding a vibrational field. That's a pretty tall order, because that makes us almost like on a pedestal of well, I can never make a mistake. No, because they need you to be human too. If we're too perfect, they'll kick you right off. Okay. I'll tell you, I'm on so many of those little lines, free higher regency overnight. I don't know how to get them off. Okay, so let's take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. So hopefully you've already started picturing within your heart is this beautiful tuning fork, okay? And it is you. And we want to picture it as perfectly still. No thoughts. Waiting to resound this holy frequency of source that we are holding on this auspicious day within our physical body. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We put a beautiful hold-on of balance around our entire body. Just rest into that. We further remove any distracting thoughts, agendas, to-do lists, and we are commanding that we are empty and that we are still. And we are resonating with the still point, with the 0 point of our own energetic field. We connect this 0 point within our own being with the 0 points on the grids of the earth, the nearest 0 point towards where your physical body is residing now. It's like locking on, punching in, being present, and anchoring yourself, your 0 points, into the 0 point of this planetary grid. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. And imagine that we're going out beyond the Earth grid, about 5,000 to 7,000 miles out. And we are now accessing and connecting powerfully with, again, kind of punching in, letting the universe know we're here, we're on duty, we're doing it. And we are lining up your 0 points, your tuning fork in your heart with the 0 points of the galactic grid. Feel that you're simultaneously a tiny dot within it all, and yet you hold it all. All is around and within you, and you're holding a point just a specific point with your own unique frequency field, now peppering and anointing all the other grids. Everyone else is giving you a wink as they awaken to your choosing and being present on the grid of all that is. Feel how you are welcomed, and it is like home. We continue out the multi-galactic pieces of the puzzles of all that is out to the central universe, and we come to the absolute core, where the infinite source, the God, Goddess, magnificent energy resides and moves and flows. And allow yourself, your own 0 points now, to plug into that grid securely and appropriately and powerfully. Feel the wattage, the bright, wonderful oneness. What I see is that we are standing in our light bodies, pure white, radiating with an open presence, asking that our hearts, this tuning fork, now receive the frequency of source permanently. So take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth, and just wait to receive. Let your heart absorb. And you are choosing to hold the frequency of source within your heart. It resets all harmonies within all of your systems. It revives your organs. It releases the tension in your nervous system and all of your tendons. As you let go of the earth story and begin to reprioritize all that you see in a beautiful, sane, stair-stepped story for Earth that is based on the actual divine plan for Earth. As the tuning fork is vibrating, every part of your spine receives and soaks up these harmonics. It is as if your body is becoming an instrument, a harp, and every note is perfectly balanced for your health, vitality, and radiance. And your throat chakra is cleared like a bullhorn, so that when you speak, even if it's very soft, it resounds like a golden shard of much needed light and reassurance, bathing earth hearts and minds with hope. Send this energy back through the galactic grid and now to the Earth grid 0 points, so that your physical body and the environment that you are sitting in, and the town and the state and the country and the earth can enjoy and absorb this balancing frequency from your heart now. Nice deep breath. This is an initiation. And simply because you chose to be here, it is done. It is received. I see the mitochondria sparking and shifting as your new DNA profile is aligning. Those little spinning, scientific are moving with the toroids of the music of the spheres, the planetary dances within all that is. Earth has been separated and isolated out of the firmament alignment grid until there were enough people on Earth to hold the proper frequencies in their heart and to have that be the dominant energy. So throughout your day-to-day, remember you are thinking and seeing and being very high, we call it the Christ consciousness. It has nothing to do with the being of Christ. It's just a name because that being held consciousness that was of God. So it's a Christ consciousness, a Buddha consciousness. It is a very high frequency. And I make note of it because your thoughts will create today. If you have a negative thought, much bigger problemo. You have a positive thought, you're blowing the breath of God into your thoughts today. That's the importance of the minute we finish this meditation, that you understand the power and the value of what we have just done. It's phenomenal. So use it for good. Just like in the movie The Wizard of Oz, it's so cute. The lady in the pink, the good witch mother says, you had the power all along. And I just love that they have little cartoons. She hadn't decided to use her powers for good or for evil. Well, it's as easy as having a negative thought. That creates junk and misalignment and is part of the fear evil. We're bathed. We're going to hold it. Any negative thought that comes in, guess what? It's not yours right now. It's from other people in the other world. And believe me, there's a lot of stake out there to keep humans out of this realm. Why? Because we could co-create with Source. We could shift things like that. We could do a lot of amazing things. So they're on the radar of watching and just get back in your small self. No. We just pour water on. We pour divine light and laugh. And that's what we're doing now. We're at a developmental stage where we just hold the field of truth and know that people can tantrum around us, pretend things aren't true, but the truth wins. The truth, the absolute truth holds love, and love always wins. It may take a little while, people might be uncomfortable, but eventually truth wins. So we are finishing this meditation by imagining, that was a pretty big expansion, just imagining that you have a golden resilient bubble and it's semi-permeable, and of course life comes and goes, but you are not going to let other little adventitious thoughts puncture and get in. You're just going to hold this space of just floating through and emanating. If you feel like you stop emanating, go sit down, do what we do, open up, receive this light, plug into the 0 points, and emanate. Be the answer. Be the solution to what is occurring right now. So I hope this helped people in this time of craziness and unknown outcomes. Well, the outcome is good. Love wins. Might take a while. Okay. So this is Be the Light meditation. We do it every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. My name is Jan Jorgensen, and you can find all of the meditations at soundandlighthealingarts.com. And if you're watching this and December 21st, 2020 hasn't passed, I hope you join us. It's a Facebook-generated group called Tone Us Home, and we're going to tone for 22 minutes on that auspicious Gateway Day. Thank you so much.